Hey y'all, Cypher, and welcome back to another Outerplane video. Hope your day is going great. Mine is pretty fantastic. It's a lot of work today. That's the main reason I was not able to get this video out as soon as I wanted to. Thing is, I already read through the developer's notes, and in short, it's awesome. It's probably the most amount of communication we have had from a developer in a long time. Like me personally, right? Like I know Epic 7, like the same developers, Smilegate. Like I know these guys are like super communicative with the player base and super in touch, unlike Dislight or some other games that I used to play, and I really appreciate it, right? Because I think developer notes or any kind of like communication is important, especially if you want to retain the player base. For example, Outerplane, it's already having a little bit smaller community than other games, other popular games, I'd say. So I think this is a great way to encourage players to continue to play games and support the devs. Also, it'll attract a lot of new players. Because keep in mind, the changes that I mentioned here are probably the best I've seen for any game so far, so early. Keep in mind, this game is not even like half a year old right now, right? It's nearing the half-year anniversary, but it's not there yet. And they're already planning to, help new players accommodate more freely. Like, that's the gist of it, I think. In my opinion, this entire patch note, or dev note, whatever you call it, I think it more so justifies the devs, wanting to increase the game's playability for new player, right? Anyways, let's just read through it. Hello Masters, this is Monsoon Hyun, the producer of Outerplane. So this guy is like the main guy, right? He's the head. I think Monsoon Hyun was the person who also addressed the first dev note. The second and third were kind of meaningless. They were not meaningless per se, but they were not as huge as this one is, especially the first one and this one. So this one is the first section is going to be all about the improvements, which are going to be which have already happened. Sorry, so arena improvements. More notifications for memorial matches, arena defense win rate ratio. New rewards for top 100 players. By the way, shout out to Sturby. He just told me that apparently he got like 19k ether for finishing like top. I think he was top 1 or something. But yeah, he did finish in like top 100. So I'm assuming that the top 100 players are getting like tons of ether. So kudos to them, right? Because let's be honest, nobody is reaching top 100 without spending a little bit amount of money or some money, maybe a lot of money. Right? So I think it's well deserved, right? It's well deserved. Also, I think it's only the first time, it's initial rank, right? So if you keep repeating the rank 1 in every season, I don't think you're getting the same rewards. I might be wrong because keep in mind this is just the first time the season has ended. Also, more improvements to arena recards, so you can even check the opponent's teams. I've been doing that a lot, right? So you can do that as well. Auto combat setting option, honestly, it's whatever, right? It's not really a game changer, but it's something. It's a quality of life improvement for those of you who just want to keep on autoing. I would really prefer that they always have that always auto function, so you don't have to manually click on the wheel button just to start the auto. I think it's super helpful in like matches you're sure you'll win, or some stuff like memorial matches, for example. Guild improvements. Again, thank the Lord that they cleared this fucking global chat. Like, it was so much cluttered. It was full of useless pings. Like I think they've mentioned it quite literally the right way. Low priority messages. It was so annoying to check the guild chats all the time, because most of the time it's just low priority messages, straight up, right? Guild board is more improved. Of course, the notifications have been made, so if you've not spent your tickets for either the guild raid or the guild security boss, again, you can just go ahead and check that up. The buff changes are super good. You can just now claim the guild buffs from your lobby. Again, good changes. You've already gone through them, right? So it's not really something new. I think the actual new thing is going to be this one, the second section, upcoming improvements. I think this is like I think this was just a bit of show off, right, from the dev side. So okay, we promised this and we actually delivered. So kudos to them again. Kudos, they actually promised all of this and they actually delivered, right? See, that's the one thing that's good about Smilegate as a developer. I think they actually fulfilled their promises. More like, I think that's like a 90% win rate. Why I'm saying win rate, like that, 90% success rate. So what they promised, they actually delivered. 10% might be something which will shift to the other quarter or something, but most of the time they deliver, right? And visual improvements are coming. Now, I have heard, and even I've seen personally, that some models like K looks super bad, man, super bad. Eva, like some of the OG models, they really need some remodeling, redesigning. Tanya, like so many of the OGs are getting they're completely getting remodeled, right? Again, we don't know how much or what they're gonna look like after remodel, but I'm expecting a bit of a touch up, like a bit of a glow up, right? As we call it in the Gen Z language, a glow up. I think they all are getting a glow up. Also getting some early stage dialogue improvements. So story buffs. Hopefully you guys get your love that you probably have not seen yet in Outerplane. I know a lot of people are so much disappointed with the story. Me again, I'm not a story guy. I just like to skip it as it comes. But then again, I like some good lore, but I don't know. I think game lores, like especially gacha game lores, just not entice me at all. I think the most I was interested in lore-wise was probably in Genshin, because of course, like there were some added factors, like there's this pandemic going on, so I had a lot of free time to explore the game and its content. But yeah, after that, I've not really been much intrigued about any games lores. More guild UI improvements, nice. Always love them. Hopefully getting a guild versus guild, something like that. Again, they don't mention any new content per se in this dev note. They've only listed out the future improvements and adjustments, right? So don't expect some new content, sneak peeks or promises, because they've not done it yet in this dev note, at least. Content improvements and adjustments. Again, they're trying to, make sure the game is more streamlined, more smoothened for new players, as well as existing players, but more so for the new players, right? I think with the half-year anniversary, which is coming up, Outerplane is going to have some massive events, bro. Like massive events, right? They even teased it here that they're going to have like a super jacked up a half anniversary event with up to 200 free recruits, including the check-in event rewards and currency. So currency is going to be, of course, tickets, your normal tickets, event tickets, and ether, right? So combined, you're going to get 200 free summons. This is crazy. This is super crazy. Again, the recruitment ticket event rewarded in this event does not provide any mileage reward, so I'm guessing it's going to be like a separate banner for half-year anniversary, so you can spend those tickets which you get from this check-in rewards directly in that banner or something like that, right? Because it's not possible they're going to give us ether, then we're going to have the choice to spend it on other banners, and that should give us mileage. So it says no mileage, so I'm thinking it's going to be a different banner, right? So that's good and all. I mean, 200 free summons, bro. I know so many games that do not give 200 free summons on their first anniversary, on their third anniversary, second. I mean, they don't give you this much summons, bro. Like, no, I don't think any game except like shitty idle games give you this much summons. This is a full-blown turn-based game, man, and they are giving this much free summons just for a half-year anniversary. It's crazy to think about it, honestly. So good, so free-to-play friendly. Anyways, coming to the check-in rewards, I think they're changing it up quite a bit so that players can get more summons, because they literally say here, after reviewing internal data, we have identified areas where the player experience is diminished due to insufficient opportunities for free gacha rolls and limited changes to engage in gacha. We are considering various approaches to address this issue and ensure a stable service. Straight up, I think they're just trying to ease out the new player experience, try to get them more 3 stars, try to feed them with more pieces of existing 3 stars, more selectors, stuff like that, more ether, stuff like that, right? They're also lowering the content unlock requirements. I think the best thing that they did for a new player is to just straight up cancel this auto combat shit which you get from the base module. I mean, base module, I think it's a good thing, but the thing is, some of the most basic things, such as auto combat, is logged behind this, which is super stupid. Super stupid if you think about it. I mean, I think the entire base module concept, it's super good. Like it keeps you invested for a long period of time. But I think after like a month, you have completely maxed out and everything, and you have that base module energy, whatever it's called, those coins. You just have them lying around, like doing nothing. Like only sometimes in the shop, the module shop, the supply shop, whatever it's called. Only sometimes you'll see some items which you require them to use, right? Other times they're just gonna lie around. Like me personally, I have like over 1,000 of those coins, whatever it's called, energy. It's just lying around. I'm not able to do anything because keep in mind everything is already upgraded. So I'd really like to see if in the future they would enhance the base module to probably give something else, something more buffs, probably some new quality of life features. Again, nobody knows, right? Because I think base module is super good. It's something which is free to play, achievable, and it keeps the player invested for a longer duration then, right? Star Dash, again, Star Dash, I think this is one of the most basic things that they could have done, and I'm glad that they've done it. Now they've tried to expand the options more, right? So that they clearly admit that Noah is having an 80% chance of being picked from the starter dash, because let's be honest, Noah is literally the best hero. Like, why would you, get Eliza, Laplace, Alice, or Maxwell from the starter summon? Like, all of them are shit. Like, Maxwell is probably the rest, right? Probably 20% people are probably gonna pick Maxwell, or some lucky ones are gonna pick something like, I don't know, like Laplace. I don't know why would you pick Laplace anyways. I think it's gonna be only Noah and Maxwell, and even then, like, Noah just straight up dominates. Now I think the pool is more justified, right? Valentine, Rin, Eternal. So for example, someone, if he during rerolling he gets lucky and he gets Noah on the initial normal pulls, right? Then he can just straight up get Valentine from the starter dash, and that's gonna make up for a super account, like super jacked up account. Like me personally, I also started with Noah and Valentine combo because that was like the best combo. Again, you could even choose Rin, but like, I don't know, like if you have already got Noah, you would probably just want Valentine, and then you're set for the game. Because keep in mind, you get Tio on day one immediately nowadays. So Tio, Noah, Valentine is paired with like one more guy. Even K will be fine. Oh wait, now you can even pair it with Veronica, man. But guys, by the way, as a new player, you will get Veronica now instead of Rona as the mission hero. This is so good. This is so freaking good. Now you can imagine you can get a 4-star Veronica. Straight up, 4-star Veronica. Insane. I mean, I think these changes are super good. Like, there's nothing to complain about, honestly. Like, as a new player, I'd be super jealous if I got that start, This type of a start is godly. It's something which, like, the most premium rerollers did so, right? And they wasted so much of their time, right? Anyways, more QL improvements. Receive all in the codex. Great. You can now test out costumes before buying them. Of course, it's your own choice. Side story pieces. Now it will be changed to default 2-star pieces from 1-star. Again, decent improvement. Trust level, daily missions, filter. I hope they really gets more filters, such as choosing your level. So having those gears first, which you have leveled up already. Stuff like that. Just basic stuff like that. To prevent any inequality among masters concerning the acquisition of Sigma rewards, we have made improvements so that Sigma is acquired automatically upon completing the 100th floor or Skyward Tower. Great. Expedition time. Increase the expedition time, which will now require reconnection in a simple format compared to the previous version. What? Reconnection in a simplified format? What does it mean? Does that mean like, when you send them back to do the same thing? I think that it means that exactly, right? I think they've used a weird word here, reconnection. Holy shit. There'll be a reduction in stamina consumption. Great. In addition to the improvements mentioned above, we are currently examining various aspects of the game for further improvements. We'll continue doing our best, yada 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 yada. All right, that's it. Also, there's a huge code here for 500 ether, so get yourself right now. Outer Node 4. It's available for almost a month, I think, right? Yeah, it's a month. Great. Literally. So in short, I think this dev node just really made it clear, to the direction that they're heading towards. Of course, they've not really told us about the future content, but I'm expecting the 7th November update to be super massive. Because keep in mind, they're also pretty active on their Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, and they keep saying that there's massive new heroes coming. We'll start leaking them soon. And whenever I say there's leaks coming, I think the patch is going to be massive, and I think the next patch is going to be massive. And keep in mind, they also promised that RTA will come before the end of the year. So again, I'm expecting that to also happen, but they've not mentioned it here exactly. So I'm kind of surprised that they've not mentioned about the new contents. They only talked about the improvements, right? The quality improvements, the new player improvements, visual improvements. There's nothing new content related right now in this dev node. So for those of you who are excited, me personally, I'm super excited for new content, especially RTA Guild Wars, probably a new boss, right? A PvE boss. Again, apart from that, so far in the past month, I think the Outerplane has outdone itself. Like, the past 2 months have been kind of more favored towards furnishing the game, setting a foundation for the game, solid foundation. Because earlier, keep in mind, it was all jacked up. The UI was super bad. I think UI still needs a lot of work, but it has significantly improved so far. There were a lot of bad QL elements that were just scattered around. For example, those red notification dots, the shop bug. So many things were bugged out, man. The arena was super bugged out. Like games used to crash constantly. I think they're slowly but surely fixing these things, right? And I think a solid foundation is super important. Like look at Epic 7, man. For first year, Epic 7 did nothing. They did jack shit, bro. They kept releasing more and more pay-to-win heroes. Their QL was super bad. Their events were pretty lackluster. But then second year onwards, the game started to pick up because the new players, when they were coming to Epic 7, they were simply hooked, bro. They were hooked. Like they've never felt such a fine and model game before. I think that's what matters. I think that's the same strategy I think Smilegate is giving for Outerplane as well. In short, again, I might be biased, but I think this update, this dev note, whatever you want to call it, I think it's super lit. I think it's super good. And the fact that they've actually come forward and released this type of a dev note, just to make sure players are, aware of the things that are going to come in the future, it means they're super, sure of what's to come in the future. And they're just trying to, create more hype, right? It's not just, it's not blatant hype without actual substance. I think they have everything planned out. And again, I think it's going to be amazing. In short, right? Do let me know what your own thoughts about this dev note. Do you think was there anything that excited you? I think I know a lot of players, we all are like long time players, so majority of the things do not concern us because majority of it related to new players, but I think it's super good for the overall health of the game, right? Apart from it, that's it from my side, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.